Hey yo, Flex Alexander just said Michael Jackson was so mad about the 2004 biopic. He said he personally called the movie trash for the sex allegation scenes. The movie got no MJ music, fake nose drama, and the king was livid. Let's get into it.
I had no idea going back to the roles you auditioned for. You auditioned for Joanna?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Woo. Yeah, man. I'm glad I didn't get that. Between that, I couldn't have that and the Michael Jackson movie. I would not survive. I would not survive. Yeah, man. Again, yep. I auditioned for that, and Miguel Nunez got it, and Miguel's my boy. But I was like, yo, I know I could ball. Boom, and it just didn't happen. And I'm glad it didn't happen because I could not have those two on my resume. I get one is enough. Shit, one is enough. Whew, I got enough with the Michael Jackson joint. So
Yeah, that's a good thing. You didn't get both of them roles, man. That definitely would have never been a good look. But speaking of the Michael Jackson movie,
oh
how did you get a role in that?
gosh. Oh man. Okay, so man in the mirror, right? Look, I get a call. My agent tells me, "Yo, they doing this Michael Jackson movie." I'm like, "What? Why they calling me?" I said, "No, I'm 6'4", right?" Yeah, but they want to see you, man. Apparently, they saw you somewhere. I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll go take a meeting, whatever." So I go. I meet producers, director. I don't read anything. I just go and I talk. But I express he was alive at the time. My admiration for Mike, my love for Mike. Like, I'm just like, yeah, I ain't doing nothing and they was like, no, the director was very earthy. He was like, no, we want this to be an homage to his energy and da da da. Boom. I'm like, all right, cool. And they're like, yo, we got the music. I'm thinking like, okay, we got the music. It's official. So at that time, imagine hearing that and thinking it's gonna be like the movie that's coming out with Jafar playing his uncle. So you thinking at that time, I'm thinking like that's what it's gonna be like. Like, all right, cool. But we meet, nothing is said. I meet, thank you, I leave. A couple of days later, I get the call. Hey man, they want you to do it. I'm like, are you serious? Like, yeah, this is what they're gonna pay you. And I'm like, oh, they serious. Oh, okay, they serious. So, and I know I've said that a lot and I joked about that, but well, man, that check. But it was more than just that. It was a nice check, but I really thought it was going to be like this joint coming out. I really thought that in my mind. I'm like, boy, we did performances. I did Man in the Mirror performance and other songs. I'm thinking like, yes. Um, then they came to me, yeah, the lawyers, yeah, we can't use the music, and yeah, and then they ended up being, them beats from a producer or whatever who they got up there. No offense to them, but it just lost something. And then we'll talk about the makeup. Yes, God, when I first day on the makeup in the makeup trailer, because I wanted to get my makeup artist for my show, Merce Arsenault, who we did a Michael Jackson episode on One that was my favorite, by far one of my favorite episodes, with myself and Dwayne Martin battling Duke Michael Jackson's. So she killed it. I'm like, yo, let's get her. Canadian at the time, you have to have but so many crew members, Canadian and American, like it's some real political stuff. So key makeup had to be that. Um, so I go and I look, and then they have this airbrush, and they brushing it to test it. And I'm looking at it, I'm just like, wow. I'm like, yeah, you can't get it a little smoother, a little darker, a little. And they wanted to put a prosthetic nose on me as well. I was like, I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. So we go on and we shoot it. Um, yeah, man. It was in my acting coach at the time, Fred. Man, he came up. He got a role. He was able to play Joe Jackson, and but it, yeah, it was. And we had a premiere for it and everything back then. We had a premiere for it, everybody was like, oh man, it's great. Because this was before social media, before any of that. So, you thinking like, okay, we did something legit. Yeah, not so much. As soon as social media became popular, people started finding that movie. It was on. I mean, it was on. And I remember initially I was in my feelings. Like, yo, man, boom, boom, man, I'm boom. And I was like, listen, you cannot win with the internet.
You damn sure can't. Because if you know the role he talking about, Meme City, boy, man, it was hilarious. If you know exactly what I'm talking about, leave it down in the comment section. Did you get your laugh on about it? I was like, what are they thinking? But let's continue and see what else he had to say. And shout out to Art of Dialogue as well for the footage.
You cannot. Don't argue, period. Then I just started thinking about it, and I looked, and I was like, it is kind of bad. I do look ashy. Yeah, I look very ashy. So I just started having fun with it. If you can't have fun with it, man, with yourself, like, then what are you doing? I did something on my Instagram, a skit with my boy, Wealthy Jev, and he got in the car. We were supposed to meet to go play golf. He gets in the car dressed like I was in the movie, and it was hilarious. And he initially called me for it because he called me, saying, man, I got this idea. It was Halloween. I could show up at your door, but we missed Halloween. And we just kept thinking. I was like, well, maybe you're going to play golf. And then we just boom, 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 put it together. And it was so funny. And it's not at all to mock Michael at all, because, we know the family. My wife, she met Michael, knew Michael. I met Michael. LaToya, Jackie used to be our neighbor. So we just went to see them before Tito passed. We just went to see them at Yamava. It was an amazing show. So in no way, shape, or form was it mocking. I just had to have fun with it for myself. And people loved it. It was funny. But people, they be like, man, we ain't never gonna forget that. Like, we ain't never forgiving you. And I'm like, come on, man, all the good stuff I've done, come on now.
So they was airbrushing that white stuff on you?
Yeah. It was airbrushing it on me. Yeah. I would get there 4:30, 5 in the morning. I had to go through that process when it changed, because he had the vitiligo, as his skin got lighter, because I did the part of it, not with the makeup, but then and it was so bad, the wig was sticking out in the back. It was so bad. Oh my gosh. It was so bad. I can't even watch. I watched a little bit on YouTube. I was like, holy shit. I was like, that's pretty bad.
But when they was airbrushing that on you, I'm sure at some point you had to see yourself in the mirror, right? At that point, you didn't say, man, I got to get out of this?
I did. I said it in the beginning, but there was nothing I could do. That's why I wanted my makeup artists. I wanted Merce up there, but they wasn't going for it. It was nothing I was trying to give hints, say different stuff. Hey, try this, try that. And they were bent on, doing it how they did it. It was nothing I could do. At that point, ink was dry, baby. I was there.
But I did hear you say that, them having the rights to the music is one of the reasons why you agreed to do the movie, right?
Yeah. I had done performances. I did Man in the Mirror. I did a couple other performances to real songs. So I'm like, oh yes, we got the music. Because that way I thought, okay, that's gonna help. But yeah, when they came to my trailer and told me that, yeah, it's going left. Yeah, I was like, oh damn. Yeah.
That's your way out the contract, though. They lied.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't at that point. We already halfway through the film. Like, I could, because there was no clause that I put in there to say it has to be the original. No, it's up to their discretion and what they can do legally. And legally, the attorneys were like, you can't use that music. So, because he was still alive at that time. So it was nothing we could do. you know, and then he had made comments about it. He was upset, but he never said anything, you know, about me or my performance. He never. It was the allegations and the stuff that was going on at the time that he was upset. It's like, why do we have to keep talking about this? And what the producers did, they just went from court documents and kind of wrote around that. So they never tried to paint him out, you know, awful or nothing. You know, the last scene is me standing on top of the SUV when he's acquitted. So that wasn't their intention. So it just, you know, listen, they took a shot at it, and you know, it was a brick.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. So he was mad at the movie.
Yeah, he was definitely not happy about it. Yeah, at all. But more so because of just they kept bringing up the, you know, that stuff. But not nothing that I did. I'm just an actor, and trying to do my job. That's it.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Because I mean, you're a tall guy. You know, you're a basketball player. So I mean, them picking you to play Michael. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy, man.
yeah,
Michael being a short guy. I mean,
yeah. But I shrank for the role. I mean, but I really dove in. You know, I tried to really, you know, shrink and just be, you know, just, you know, tap into to his energy, his spirit, and just be, you know, be that. So I really tried to. I didn't think about my height after a while. I just was, you know, and so yeah, I did. I like William Hung said from American Idol. I did my best. She bang, she bang. Oh man.
There you have it. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Do you think that they should have picked somebody else? Leave it in the comment section if you do. If you seen that movie, give me a 100 down in the comment section. If you ain't seen that movie, go check it out. It's called Man in the Mirror with Flex Alexander. Come back and leave your comments and thoughts on, you think he did a good job or was it just a terrible situation? But this is your boy Kaotic One. Make sure y'all like this video. Help push it out there. You know what I'm saying? And also, if you like the channel, please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted. And until the next video, peace.